Okay, Stampscapes Show and Tell, the first printed catalog for the company. And this is from 1994, I believe. In 1993, I was selling stamps, but I was working on the first grouping of stamps. Now, I've shown some of the raw pages for this. That means each one of these pages is in black and white. And what I would do is I would take those pages over. I would have to get new copies of them occasionally because on this machine, I think it was, what was it called? The Xerox or something, 5160 or something like that machine. The main copier over at a Kinkos printer, they can feed in, I don't know, a certain number of sheets into it, maybe like this entire catalog, and it would collate and print front and back and staple all these types of things. So I was constantly at a Kinko's copies, typically late at night. I would go in like at midnight or something like that and get this type of thing done. But just a single staple type of format here, and this is the type of thing that I would be mailing out to people that requested catalogs. I've shown this before, but I go into some different sources because people would ask me, who makes your rubber? Where do you get your wood from? So I just put it into the information right here. But the stamps, I just formatted into things aren't by like numerical code or anything like that, but I just formatted them the best way that I could, that where I can get the most amount of stamps onto a page like this. So they're all separate stamps here. And I probably printed out these little boxes with the text, and I probably pasted in this artwork in here because going back to those days, you could digitize certain things, but it would really take a lot of storage space on a hard drive way back then. And if you wanted real high definition scans of something like this, it really would be tasking on a computer back then to store it and then to format it into these pages like this, unless you were some kind of publisher, for some magazine or something like that, and you had computers that can do that. But yeah, just put it on here, on this one right here. I put it on some kind of cream looking paper like this, but this is the way that I did it originally, right here. All these small designs like this. It looks like I paired up kind of the large and small sizes when it did come, stamps did come in that size. I don't remember how many stamps that I had at this point in time. Looks like I formatted all the sky images together like this. A lot of these designs too, flipping through this right now, I discontinued. Okay, so the smaller versions of like these moons right here, and I had the full kind of range of them like that. But I put in that tone around the images so that when people stamp it out, they wouldn't have to tone in so close to the, like say a moon, the light sources, to darken the area around them. Okay. But, okay, so back then, rubber stamp pads weren't even out at the time, the raised dye-based pads that we've all come to use. So when all that dense amount of stippling was condensed like that, when we were coloring our stamps, and it was all with the Marvy 1500 pens like this, which were really juicy, in smaller designs like that where there was a lot of super condensed dots. Okay, they were already condensed like this just from me illustrating it that way. But when you got all these dots shrunken down and condensed into a smaller version of a certain design, sometimes the ink would really puddle up in all of that condensed dots around there, with the pens. So I just discontinued them. It was great. It was fine if you were doing it with coloring with like a medium wet marker or something like that. But if you were working with a brand new marker, those 1500 series pens were like super juicy. So yeah, a lot of those got discontinued, or a lot of designs for that reason. And then just, I don't know, when pads came out, I just never bothered I don't know, putting them back into production. Um, Tonal applicator, big stamp in the line. Oh, I guess the Tropics were already out like this. Okay, so this probably came out in '95. Okay, so this is my first catalog right here. There weren't too many pages in it. Let me see right here. 9, 10 pages, and then there were probably a couple sheets in here that included an order form. But it looks like I inserted the Tropics into this one. That was my second grouping of stamps. And this one, working in this format like this, it was kind of limiting. Okay, so when this Tropics one came out like this, it looks like I don't know. We might have stapled from up here just for the tropical insert, but when I had these two ran together. But what I'm getting at was I flipped it horizontal like this because I was able to fit more of my designs into this, including the Seaside Cove large like this. So, yeah, the horizontal format was just so much better for Stampscapes. And okay, so jumping around in this, my first website. Okay, this friend of mine was going to law school, and just in his free time, he just wanted to, I don't know, do something fun. And the internet was kind of new in those days. This is in the mid '90s. Okay, so around '96, what he just did was he took the pages of my catalog and he just scanned them. Okay, and then he created this Stampscapes website, and this is in '96, if I didn't mention that. But it wasn't under its own domain either, but it was on the his university school's, I don't know, whatever you call it, their page. Okay, so it was like, I forget what college he went to, but it was something college, probably edu or something like, .edu / Stampscapes. I think he worked in the computer lab was the thing. So he had time in that computer lab. Most people didn't need help. They just went in there and used the computer, but he's on, staff there, and he had to be there in case anyone had any questions, which no one ever did. And back then, a lot of people needed to use, the school's computer. They might not have had their own desktop computer at home or something like that, or ones that had internet access or something like that. I don't know. But this is all coming back to me now. But it was these pages right here that were just scanned and uploaded in there. Probably at low resolution so that you can do it. And I don't know, his computer lab probably had a scanner too, so that was the thing about it. So anyways, shout out to Scott for doing that. And here's just these back pages right here. So shipping out priority back then, or UPS. Yeah, so that was to the individual. Most people didn't order though. Most people had a store near them, and they went to their local rubber stamp store to buy their stamps. So I would say that 95% of our sales back in this time were to rubber stamp stores, and we would also do a few rubber stamp conventions. So that was our retail sales there. Looks like I included a couple order forms there. But yeah, but we would also send these out to all of the stores so that they can thumb through here and know what they wanted to order. But then we would also give these types of things out at conventions. So, you go to a convention, you're bringing, I don't know, boxes of, I don't know, a couple hundred of these catalogs to pass out. Or it was free with purchase, that type of thing. But anyways, that was the first version of it. I guess it's really the second version of it here with the Tropics, but just these ones right here up in the front. That was the first that I can remember, at least, and I'm pretty sure it was, looking at the formatting here of the presentation of the images. Anyways, thanks for watching.